Life is a journey with ups and downs. Everyone has a story to tell. I, Ken Okoye.
And I, Renee Okoye. We are the couple next door. And every week we'll be sharing our life experiences in marriage, dating, friendships, parenting, and life in general.
Welcome to the couple next door.
Wow, the dating scene can be crazy, can be one big emotional roller coaster before you get to marriage. You go through so many people, or very few. Some people are lucky, they don't go through any. So, welcome back to our podcast, The Couple Next Door with Ken and Renee. So, today we are sharing the craziest. Can I say the craziest or the dating experiences we had that really showed us things, yeah? Yeah, because both of us, we dated people, quite a number of people, but we are not going to go into details of how many, but we'll just mention a few, the ones we felt really left a mark in our lives. Yeah, so Ken, tell me your first one.
I remember my first date, my first girlfriend, my first very, very serious girlfriend.
We can say the official one.
The official one, like,
Yeah.
man. I think of it. It was just a crazy experience. It was a crazy experience for me.
Mm-hmm.
A very crazy experience.
Mm-hmm.
So where do I start? So I'm not going to mention the years or even the person.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Oh, you can mention the years. Because that's what.
Like the year. I'm not going to mention the actual year of the date.
Oh, yeah. But
the years that
you spent together.
we spent together.
Yes.
So we actually dated for 4 good years.
Mm-hmm.
It was my first long-term relationship, like 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's 4 times 365 days,
Yeah.
So I met this lady in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
In my 20s.
Yeah.
So we dated for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
She was a virgin, and at that time I was also a virgin. Mm-hmm. And so we even agreed that we were not going to get intimate, like have sexual intercourse, until we get married.
Oh, wow. You are going to get married?
Yes. So I took the relationship so serious. So
I
serious.
can imagine.
So serious, like, now I've found this girl, because she was so beautiful. She was Miss Tourism Kenya.
Oh.
And it was awesome.
I can imagine.
Yeah. It was awesome dating a beauty queen, and like people knew, like, that's Ken's girl. So we chose to be faithful to each other and to stay celibate until we say, I do. So this loyal friend, this loyal boyfriend, yeah?
Yeah.
So she was the first lady that I ever bought flowers for. The first lady that I ever wrote letters, like love letters, because it was way back. Yeah.
20 years. When you were 20 years,
yeah.
I don't know how old was I.
But I remember our parents were against the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were so against it, but we decided we'll go against the odds. So she will be beaten because of me, But she still said that, Ken, I'm still gonna be with you until that time. We are going to prove to our parents that actually love wins. Yeah.
Me and you against the world.
Me and you against the world. So it was like that, like. So one day,
Mm-hmm.
I remember it was August 27.
You even remember
Yeah.
the date?
August 27.
Uh-huh.
At that time I was working. I was running my small business. And so she called and she said like, hi babe. Those days we were not using the word babe, but it was like, hi babe, I would like to see you. And I was like excited. Oh, my girl is calling me. She wants to see me. And I remember it was around 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock p.m. Yeah, 3 in the p.m. And so I was like, hey, I said to let go of my employees and told them like today we are closing early. So we close at around 5 because we should close at 7. So that day we closed at around 5. So I released them, did my stock take and all other things. And so I decided like, boom, let me go and see my girlfriend. Here I am. I bought flowers. And not flowers alone. I also bought pizza.
Oh, wow.
I bought pizza.
In those days, I can imagine pizza was a big deal.
Yeah. And I took the bus to see my girlfriend. Excited, with my flowers and my pizza and my smile, And guys are just looking at me and I'm like, I'm the man, I'm the king. I'm going to see my queen. So I get there at around 6:30. It was around 6:30 heading to 7. So I called her and she told me to give her like 30 more minutes. So we met at exactly 7:30 with my pizza and flowers. So I hand over the pizza and the flowers. She took the pizza and the flowers, and that was because she wanted us to talk outside. And it was like, okay, cool. And she came and I'm so excited. So I'm like, hey babe, so what's up? Tell me. And she just went direct with no chills. Yeah, like I don't think things will work between us, and so I just called you to let you know that it's over.
Any reason?
So I asked her why, and she just said, it's over. It's over, Ken. And I was like, 4 good years
Gone.
and there's no reason, and you called me to just come and tell me it's over and no reason. Remember, this was the first lady that I chose to be faithful,
that you loved,
and I loved her. I loved her to death. Like, I'll do anything for her. So she breaks up with me. I go back home.
Did you cry?
Yes.
Oh.
I went to my mom's place. I lay on my bed. I looked at the ceiling. Tears started rolling. Then I decided, let me take a walk. We had there's a field which is just in the court, the estate. So I went to that field. It was like the field is about 800 meters. It's 400 meters. So I went like walking round for 20. I remember 20
minutes.
20 laps.
20 laps.
Yeah, just walking. And I was walking and crying, walking and crying, walking and crying. And I'm asking God, why?
What?
Like, why? And I had so many thoughts like,
yeah.
Oh man, you have wasted your time. How can
your
she
money.
do your money? Like, you've spent time, energy, going against your parents and all that, had invested a lot of emotions. Like, then I said, okay, went back home. Then my mom asked me what's going on. I told her, then she told me it's okay. It's okay. The following day I went to work. 3 weeks passed. She appeared at my workplace.
Please don't tell me she wanted you back.
I wish she could have said she wants me back.
Oh.
But it was like breakup times
two.
Times two, like rewind and come back selector. Like it was like, so she came back and she told me like, I'm sorry of how we ended up things. And I was like, we did not ended up things. You ended up things. And she was like, I just want to make it right. So I'm here just to tell you, like, just accept.
What has happened?
Accept and
move on
and allow us to be friends.
Oh, hell no.
And I was
Hell
like,
no.
we cannot be friends.
No.
I was like, we
No.
cannot be friends.
How now?
And she just say like, oh, Ken, just understand. Like, hey, Ken's, I understand.
Understand what?
And I'm like, we cannot be friends. And she was like, I want to be your friend. We shared a lot. Let's not allow relationship to divide us. Like the love relationship to divide us. We can still check up on each other and all that.
Really?
And I told her like, just leave my office. And she thought it was a joke. I told her, leave my office, and if you're not leaving, I'm calling the security. And the people who were just there, well, when they had me shouting because I had to shout.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the Nigerian movie. Like, leave my office, leave. I've said you leave right now. It was like that, like. And she left.
Mm.
Some months later, it's when I got the truth.
She had someone else.
Yeah. And this someone else even ended up breaking her virginity. So I was like, you could have just said, man.
Yeah,
like,
that's what you wanted.
You have tested, so you cannot stay with me. It was like, man, I always remember, like, that was one of the craziest breakups
you've had.
Yes, I will tell you the lessons later. So you tell me your experience. How was it dramatic like mine? I think mine was not even dramatic.
Yes, it was not dramatic.
Yeah.
Let me tell you mine. So, I've had a couple of funny ones, but this one I remember it because every time I remember it, I just find myself laughing.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy, first, our meeting was just funny. My cousin had a tea party at our place, at my parents' house. So this guy was the chef.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was the one who was, roasting the meat, ensuring food is good. So every time I go to serve a plate for someone, he's smiling at me. Well, he was good looking, so I was, oh well. So, okay. So at the end of the meeting, he asks for my number. And I tell him, okay, fine. Here's my number. So a few weeks later, he calls me and like, oh, hey, can we meet in town? What? So we meet and he expresses his feelings. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm single. We can try. So we start the relationship. And he was way older than me. So first he was just a bit off. Like, there are days he's there, like we could talk on phone, and every time I ask him if we can meet, he wants me to go to his place, his house, and I wasn't comfortable with that. So I would tell him, let's just meet in town. So we meet in town. When we meet in town, he buys food for himself, and I have to cater for myself. First, that it just threw me off. Like, the only date he ever catered for was for both of us, was the first one. So that one, when that started happening, I just started losing interest in the guy. But he kept on insisting. So at some point he started saying, oh, I would like to marry you, all those things. I'm still in college. I'm not ready for marriage. Tell him, I know. I'm not ready for marriage, and I don't even think my mom will allow you to marry me at this point. She wants me to go to school. So we date. We keep on dating a year. Yeah, it went for a year. Then the following year, actually in December, it's when things started going off. First, he wouldn't pick my calls. He doesn't respond to texts because he went to his parents' place in Mombasa. So I'm wondering, okay, if you're in your parents' house, what's the big deal to just pick the calls? I'm staying with my parents. I'm picking your calls. I'm texting you. What's this nonsense? So whenever he calls me back, he's like whispering. So I started doubting, like, is he really in his parents' house or he's staying with another girl? Because I'm young and I'm staying with my parents. So I tell him, I was just so straightforward, like, hey, if you're having another girl, tell me. I can't manage. I don't do relationships where I'm the second girl or I'm a side chick and all that. They're like, no, there's nobody. So I start investigating for myself. I go to his Facebook, and guess what I find? He's on the beach with another girl, making out, doing all sorts of things. And I'm like, what nonsense is this? Because I had gone through a similar experience. And the first one, I found them in bed red-handed. And now someone else wants to do the same thing to me. I said, no, you can't. I can't be that girl. I can't be that stupid. So I call him and tell him, you know what? I know you have another girl, so please walk out of my life the way you walked in. The same door, just use it and lock it and throw away the keys, or I'll lock it myself. He's like, no, I'm coming to Nairobi tomorrow. I'll come and explain everything. I told him, please don't show up because I'm so pissed off. Please don't show up. He insisted. So, and it's December period. My parents, my siblings had gone to up country. I'm at home alone. So he decides to show up. I was so angry. He comes, he wants to explain himself. Like, please, I'm not a child. Stop making me look like a child. I'm not a child. So he even wants to force himself to enter inside the house. I went and locked the house, the door. So the gate is open. I tell him, leave. He doesn't leave. Leave. He's not leaving. Please leave. I'm getting angry. I'm getting agitated. Please leave. He's not leaving. He's insisting, oh, I love you. As in all sorts of. And I'm getting more and more agitated. So on my parking, the parking space, there's a bench that my mom uses to put stuff. So I go and it's a light bench. So I picked up the bench and told him, you know what? If you don't leave, I'm going to hit you with this thing. He's like, you're not serious. I'm not serious. You want to know if I'm not serious? I picked it and threw it at him. So he missed it. He's like, wow, you're becoming... I always remember this thing and I'm like, was that me? But oh well, so he's there. Hey, you're becoming aggressive. But what? You can hurt me. And I can. Not that I will. Not that I can. I will hurt you. So please leave. And at that time also, it found that our driveway was not yet. They had not put the cabro. It just had gravel. So I started picking stones and throwing them at him. He's not leaving. I'm like, what is wrong with this person? Are you mad? Are you mad? Like, I'm done. I'm done with you. You can't cheat on me and expect me to still be there. So please. And the fact that you are making me look like a child.
So like you found him having sex with someone else?
No, just the pictures. The pictures on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The one who I found was my first boyfriend. And that one, I walked out and left. But now this one, he's insisting he wants to explain himself. And I started throwing stones at him. So the watchman came. And we're wondering what's happening because I started screaming and shouting, like, please leave. You're annoying me and what. So the watchman came and asked, Madam, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not okay. This guy is trying to rape me.
What?
I'm like, what? Really? You're not serious? And yes, he wants to enter the house and rape me. I found him here. So you guys saw me from the gate. Yes, we let him in. So this guys are wondering, okay, but this guy has been coming to see you. Today he wants to rape me. I can't allow it. And you see, I'm alone in the house. So this guy has to go.
So you're saying whatever it takes so that he just leaves.
He just leaves.
So that he just leaves, yeah?
Yeah. So I'm wondering, okay, why are you not leaving? I'm saying all these things for you to leave. So, the watchman decide, we can't. So he still insists on staying. So the guards decide, you know what? This issue looks like it's more than what you're saying. We are going to leave. But if you need our help, let us know. So they leave. So this guy is still in shock. Like I'm saying, he wants to rape me. And he's like, wow, you seriously don't want me anymore? I'm like, yes, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in this relationship. You can't lie to me. I've been lied to before, so you can't lie to me. So he decides, okay, please let me just sit and explain myself. Say, I don't want to hear any explanation. And I push him. So I start pushing him towards the gate. So I push him, and he's stronger than me. But I think he was just letting go.
So how did he come out?
I pushed him out of the gate. I pushed him. Eventually, I pushed him out and locked the gate. I just stopped arguing with him and locked the gate. So he stood there shouting, I need to talk to you. I still love you. What? Tell him, go home. I don't want to hear your explanation. Please go. And I even inboxed that lady because he had tagged the lady in that photo. So I inboxed her and I was like, hey, hi, I am so and so. I know this guy from this place. What's your relationship? And she told me he's my fiance.
Wow.
Wow, fiance. Okay. I told her, oh wow, congratulations. So good to know you. So when she asked me, and who are you to him? And no, I'm just a colleague. Like, oh, but I don't know a colleague by your name, because I know most of his colleagues. I'm like, no, I'm just his colleague, a recent one. We just met the other month. Yeah, so. And I told him, so that day when I was chasing him out, I told him, I even know your fiancée. And no, she's not my fiancée. We had broken up. No, but that picture is so recent. Like, it's within this December period. What are you talking about? And it was, until date, I feel like that was the most dramatic breakup I've had. Because most of the rest just end up in, a text, hey, I'm sorry, this can't go on, of which I was the one who was doing most of that. I've just been dumped once, but most of the time, those people who, if I start feeling like this person is pushing me away, he's behaving funny, I just, as much as it will hurt me to do that, but it's either I just ghost him completely, or I just send a text and say, hey, we can't keep doing this. I'm sorry. We are done. And if he doesn't want me, he won't reply the text. And if he wants me, he'll start begging. And I hate begging, so Please. That will even solidify the whole thing, because you'll beg me to come back, and then when I come back, you'll drop me like a hot potato. So no, I'm not about to be dropped like a hot potato.
After that, like, the heartbreak was so painful until the point I think the heartbreak changed me.
Oh.
Yeah.
How?
It made me to view women differently.
Oh.
So I had a chain of girls that I really
messed
up, like I really broke their hearts.
You should ask God for forgiveness.
I did that, and I even looked for them and
and
they're my friends. Some of them are still my friends. Actually, none of them hate me.
That's
apart
nice.
from the one that broke up with me, because now the fact that I didn't want to hear, I didn't want her back as a friend. She ended up now hating me.
You.
I think she hates me for life, but there's nothing else I can do about it. It went the way it went. Yeah, but for the girls who came, like, I didn't care, man. Like, I'll date a lady and dump her on the phone, like
we are done.
Like, she would call her, "Hi babe, wait, it's over."
Oh God!
I wouldn't even reply like, "Hi babe." I would just say, "It's over." "What did you say?" "It's over. Don't call me again." It's over.
Ouch. Now you see things like that. It's things like those are what used to make me avoid getting to that period, to that moment, because the one time I was dumped. And then this guy, until date, sometimes I even ask myself, was this guy normal or was he high on something? Because how do you explain you've just been with someone like an hour before, then I get home and I'm used to a routine. When I get home, we start texting, So I get home and I call him to say, "Hey, I'm home safe."
Yeah.
And then he's not picking the call. So I call. He's not picking. And then I decide, okay, let me send a text. The text he's not picking. And I'm wondering, okay, he's not replying, I mean. So I wonder, okay, what's happening? Then I decide, let me check on Facebook. Those days Facebook was the in thing. So let me check on Facebook, what's happening? Because people used to, put everything, what they're doing, where they are on Facebook. So when I go on Facebook, I see a post, a very long post. So I start reading. What? Okay, is this me? Or you're breaking up with someone else? Because I think I'm the one in a relationship with you. And he says all sorts of nasty things. And I'm not that girl. I'm not nagging. I don't even call you on a regular. Like, I only call you when we have agreed that I call you, or you've called me and I receive, and I respond to your text messages. So over here you're writing, "Oh, you're so nagging, you're so childish, you're so this and that and that and that," and it's on Facebook. And I'm God, oh my God. So my heart just starts sinking. And my mom is talking to me. So my mom is talking to me. We were having stories as usual. So she's talking and she just notices I'm just zoomed out. So I'm just looking at her and I'm having balancing tears. Because I can't understand what's happening. And he doesn't want to explain what's happening. So I just start having balancing tears. And I tell my mom, "Hey, give me a minute, I'm coming back." So I go to the balcony and I start calling, like, non-stop. I call.
You're still in shock.
Yes. I'm not processing this thing.
Have I just been dumped?
What? And
I hold you, the beautiful you.
They hold me, the beautiful me. And I'm wondering, I call. I don't know how many times I call. He's not picking. And then he decides to put me on line busy. So every time I call, it goes straight to line busy, line busy, line busy. Then finally, he decides to pick up. And he tells me, we are done. I'm like, what do you mean? And he tells me, go to Facebook and read. I've written everything. We are done. And I tell him, wait a minute, can't I get an explanation, some form of closure or something? What's happening? What have I done? What did I do to you? We were just okay a few hours ago. What's this? And he tells me, what's wrong with you? What can't you understand? I'm telling you, we are done. And I said, okay, fine. So I felt a pain in my chest. I don't know if that is what people call heartbreak. Because for real, it was painful. I remember holding my chest so hard and crying like someone who had lost their parent, you know? I was crying. I was wailing.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that my mom couldn't hear me. So I cried and cried and cried and cried. And then once I felt like I have cried enough, I stood up and went, washed my face, and told my mom, hey mom, I have an early class tomorrow. Let me just go and sleep. So she said, okay, fine. So I went to bed. I thought I was done crying. I started crying again because now all the memories, everything we had done together. Maki, we had not been together a year. It wasn't even a year. It was just a few months. I think around 6-7 months. But we had done a lot because we were neighbors.
Yeah.
So we could meet every day. So we were having a lot of fun together. He had taken me places. I mean, like all weekends, we could spend all weekends together. So every time I thought about it, I was crying. And at that time, during that period, I was doing teaching practice in some local school. So I'm in school during break time. You know, he had downloaded a full playlist of songs in my phone. So every time I start listening to those songs, I remember him. So sometimes I'm even walking from work to pick a bus, and I start crying on the way. Like tears just start coming out, and I got to a point where I was like, Renee, what is this? What nonsense are you doing? Why are you crying over this guy? Like there are no other guys looking for you. Stop this nonsense and move on. Just move on. And I just said, okay, I'm done. So I went home, cried my last. That was my last. And I said, I'm never, ever going to cry over a man the way I've cried over this guy. Never. I'm not going to do it again. And I'm going to be so watchful of any signs, any telltale signs that this guy is going to dump me. I will be so watchful. So all the other relationships I had, I was like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So are you cheating on me, or do you want to dump me? And if I notice any of those, I'm out.
You're out.
And sometimes I could leave someone who maybe I just misread a sign, and they were not even thinking about it, and I just go like, hey, this relationship is over. And they'd be shocked. Why? What's happening? And I would feel so good. I would feel so good. Because I'm like, yes, feel the pinch. Feel the pinch. Who said men are not to dump women? So I'm going to make you feel it. So some of them would beg, like, hey, can we just have a talk about it? No, we are done. And I think that relationship really affected all the other all the other relationships that I had, including me and you,
Yeah.
because I remember the way I just had this wall built up between me and guys. I didn't want to feel that pain again.
But now you see, we met when for me, I had already healed.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I was like, I'm ready
To love again.
to love someone like more than I love my first love. Like,
yeah.
you know, like I was so ready, and I'd say like I'm going to be intentional. You know, like I'm just going to be intentional. Like I have been there, so if she walks away, it's okay.
It's okay.
But I'm going to love her. So I made that decision. Like I purpose to be intentional about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
despite the fact that I knew like someone can actually walk
out of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without a reason, without ever giving you a reason why they decided to do that. And it's still going to hurt. But if it's going to hurt, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay because I have been there. You know, if you haven't experienced something, you don't know how you're going to react.
Yes.
But this time, say if someone's going to walk out on me, then this is how I'm going to handle it. But now I'm in marriage, so I don't know how it's going to feel if
a divorce is to happen.
Yeah. You know, so I will not say
different experience.
That's a different experience because now because what I've experienced with you right now, it's different from what I've experienced with my exes.
And it's more.
Yeah.
Like there's more.
There's more
to it.
Like for you, with you, I'm so vulnerable. I've
seen so many things about you.
So many things,
you
know.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of memories.
A lot.
So
there are children involved.
Yeah. So that's what I don't know. Yeah. That's what I don't know. But for these other breakups,
you healed.
Let me say they were worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they opened my eyes to actually realize how to handle a woman and how to be fast. I think with my first breakup, I was too slow.
What do you mean slow?
I was too slow and naive.
Okay.
And yes, I was
too
naive
because nice.
Yeah, because she used to give me hints.
Oh.
But you see, I didn't want to do it. You know?
Yeah.
She used to give me hints like now,
come over.
Yeah. But I was like, I have made a vow to you.
Yeah.
Like, I will wait.
I'm sticking to this vow.
And I will stick to this vow because
we have to wait.
That's what I believe. Like that's what it means to be a man. Stick to the vows. And by
which is good.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to respect. It's good to respect your partner.
But for her, it wasn't like that.
Oh,
it was like, okay, like first year,
second
year, dude.
Third year.
Yeah, like, dude, I'm graduating.
Fourth year.
I'm in fourth year. And you're still telling me, like, we chill, we wait and all that.
My friends are doing it.
Yes. Wait. And, yeah.
That's it.
But he was the virgin Ken.
Waiting for marriage.
You know? Like we are going to get, by there I would have gotten married at a very
young age.
But I thank God. I thank God for that breakup.
Yes.
For that breakup and the other relationship that came, you know, like because it opened my eyes. So I can actually know what I can tell someone when they are going through a breakup.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. For divorce, I don't know.
No,
but for the people who are going through breakups, like before marriage, at least
there's something to tell them.
I have a story. There are other breakups that happen, but that was the only breakup
that made you cry.
That made me cry. And I have never been dumped
like that.
As I dated, like if I start counting my counts, it's past 20. I dated more than I dated. If it's dating, I've dated. Yeah.
So it's good you mentioned healing, because I think for me I didn't I didn't really heal, because I came out of that. In as much as we got back together with this guy, he came back begging and asking for us to try it. He was childish and all that. And I
and just like
decided,
any other woman, like most
yeah,
ladies,
I went back.
you went back,
I
even
went
though
back.
knowing that you had been dumped publicly, embarrassed and ashamed and all that, but still you are
But
like, because you are looking for healing.
yes,
He might change.
he might change. He might be better.
He has changed.
Yeah.
Oh, it was my fault.
Yes.
It was my fault.
And when we got back together, we managed to now stay together for 5 years. And in those 5 years, they were just, I felt like they were just going by.
That's an election in Kenya.
I know.
Yeah.
They were just going by, and the worst thing is, inside those 5 years, I had other relationships. I don't think he had any, but I did, because I never felt valued. And I always felt like one day he's going to wake up and tell me we are done. So I always had a backup plan, a plan A, B, and C ready. If A doesn't work, B is there. If B doesn't work, C is there. And if C doesn't work, then we are going to know what we are going to do. So healing, it's important. It's important for us to heal before we get into marriage. Because if we look back at our first year, there are some battles we were fighting which were not meant for us. It was either me fighting someone else and not you, or me feeling like you're too good, like I want you to be this person who is going to make me feel a certain way because of the experiences I had in my dating, and they bruised me in many different ways. So it's important to heal. It's important to heal because you don't want to get into marriage with those baggages. And also in that healing process, it's important for you to re-evaluate yourself. Like sit down and have a conversation with yourself. Like, what do I want in the next relationship I'm entering? What do I want? How do I want this person to treat me? How do I want this person to, what kind of relationship am I looking for? So that somebody just doesn't come into your life and you treat them the way you treated the other person, or you make them treat you the way you were treated before. Because it's a trend that happens, that when you're abused in your first marriage or in your first relationship, or you're undervalued, or this person is either physically or emotionally abusive, you tend to go the same line because you think that is the language of love. And so when it's important that we don't rush into new relationships before finding healing. And it's good you do that with yourself. Like, in as much as you dated all those other people, but by the time you wanted to settle down and have a family, you had healed. You knew that this is how I want my partner to feel, and this is how I want them to make me feel, so that we don't end up, bruising each other or wasting each other's time.
Yeah, it's true. And one thing, as much as I say I healed, there's a way that breakup, affected our marriage. Because I had this notion when I got into marriage, like, that women don't leave me. I leave women, and a woman will tell me nothing. I'm the one who's going to say what I want, and things are going to be done the way I want them. So I entered marriage with like, what can I say? I'm trying to get the right word. I entered marriage with this notion that I am the driver for life, and
no one can tell you nothing.
like I didn't want to embrace your ideas because I felt like
I'm the man.
I'm the man, and she's one day she'll just wake up and leave. You know. So that perception, that image that had been formed in my brain, on my mind, it's what I came with. And that's why sometimes we will have fights, and you'll wonder, why are we having these fights? But the truth was, like, at times I felt like I was reliving
that relationship,
because I'd given all. So in our marriage, I still feel like I'm giving all,
my all, and this person is not reciprocating,
you know. And so I'm going to show this person, you know what?
Who am I? Who I am?
You don't know. This
you
is
don't know
Ken.
Me.
This is Ken.
Yeah.
This is Ken, and things will have to happen.
Yeah.
Then, as time went by, I was like, man,
I'm not doing this right.
It's time to listen to your wife, because she has a vision. Then you also told me your stories, and so I started relating and putting things together, and realized, like, we are both reliving our
relationships,
our
breakups,
you know,
and
we are trying to find our space, you know, and it's great. It's a great thing. It has been a great journey. So breakups the dramatic breakups can actually affect your current relationship.
Yes. And I remember one time I was just thinking, I think it's better not to date. It's good not to date. You know, that trifling of hearts. You know, this one, that one, this one, that one. Because all these people come with their different... They treat you differently. And once you start mixing them up, you end up being confused. You end up you just end up being broken. You're broken more than once. So you go through one heartbreak, a second heartbreak, a third heartbreak. You know, by the time you get to the one that God has meant for you, you're trying to rebuild these pieces is hard. And so you're going to give your partner a lot of work. So for me, if I can go back, if we had the opportunity to change, to go back in time, I wouldn't date. Like, I would just ask God. I would give my youth to God and tell him, please hold it, you know. Let me have friends, and among these friends, choose a partner for me and tell me, this is your partner, you see. So that I come to you full, not in pieces, but a full person, the way God intended me to be. So that we don't have a lot of work to do, you see. So I mean, dating isn't really a fun thing if you're a Christian and you want a happy, wholesome marriage experience. But then it's good. It shapes us, you see. It shapes us. It makes us see people differently and appreciate people. The way now you've said, you learned to now appreciate me more, and I also learned to appreciate you, knowing that this person is not going anywhere. This is marriage. This is it. There's no divorce. God is not a lover of divorce, so we are not contemplating divorce here. So this is the end game. It's death till death do us part. And once that sinked in, then I started putting in, bringing my broken pieces together for me to be able to love you for who you are, not comparing you with my past and not trying to make you into someone you're not. Yeah.
I know it's a lot. But what we can say is that there's healing at the end of it.
Yes.
Like
yes.
No matter how dramatic
it
will be, you will finally heal. You will finally heal. Yeah.
If you fully surrender to God, because the other thing is we can't do it on our own. We can't do it on our own. Sometimes you just have to go to God and tell him, I need you to heal me, make me whole. Yes, I need to, like, for me, the one thing I said is, God, I want to experience this marriage in its fullness. You see, I want to be full for this person that you've given me. So until we give ourselves back to God, he's the one who can make us whole again. Yeah, so that healing, don't do it alone. Do it with God. Do it with God. Because I know people have been broken. Some people who have been broken way worse than what we have gone through. And there's healing, as you've said, there's healing at the end of it all. And it's important for you to involve God in your healing.
Yeah, that said, thank you for listening to our podcast. We'll talk to you some other day.
Till next time, keep it here. Share wide and far as much as possible. We appreciate your support. We appreciate the time you're taking to listen to us. So till next time, bye.
Bye.